Всем привет! Меня зовут Диана, это мой канал. И что, я сегодня в пижаме, в новогодней. Наверное, надо было куда-нибудь чуть повыше влезть, что ли, чтобы было видно, но я думаю, хоть что-то видно. Потому что у нас на улице, например, снег. Хотя еще даже не декабрь, уже всякие какие-то новогодние хочется покупочки делать, подарочки покупать. Эх, короче. Что-то как будто целая жизнь пронеслась. Внимание, пижамная тревога. Привет. Привет. Привет, привет. Короче, пока меня не было с прошлого стрима, я успела выступить на концерте, я успела песенку спеть. Чё я успела? Кукухой поехать? Нет, вроде это было еще раньше, так что все нормально. Но это я, конечно же, шучу. Прошлый раз. Можно вспомнить, что у нас было раньше. Мы нашли Долорес Дэй, которая была в храме. До этого на стене, как богиня, она приснилась нашему герою во сне, как она уходит с чемоданом и говорит, типа, вообще, до свидания, мы еще встретимся с тобой во сне. Мы приехали на остров, значит, с которого, скорее всего, стреляли. Нашего, я не помню, как звали трупа, который висел очень долго, благодаря моим заслугам, очень долго висел, дня 2 точно на дереве. Вот. Это он свою бывшую видел в облике Долорес. Ах, спойлеры, спойлеры. За что? Я сама должна додуматься же. Но он там вообще говорил про... Типа, про это уже, в принципе, можно было догадаться, что это его бывшая. Значит, мы приехали, вот мы поспали здесь, у нас есть нож, у нас есть какая-то тканюха. Ух, стреломет. Себе звучок поднимем, наверное, как-то слабоват. Мне кажется, что прям уже вообще финал финальный, только бы вообще на какое-то время хватило. Книжки. Я сегодня тоже столько книжек напокупала. Просто целую сумку. Я бежала за маршруткой. Эта сумка порвалась. И я взяла другую сумку, она у меня была с собой. Я в маршрутке вот так засовывала, стоя это все. Из-за снега все маршрутки и автобусы куда-то, короче, на бок почти заваливаются, вот так шатаются. Но я поехала за книжками со скидкой. Ничего не могло меня остановить. Что-то какое-то разрешение странненькое. Не пойму. А, вот все, исправилось. Ты успеваешь их читать, мне дофига стоит на полке в очереди. Я в книжных клубах состою в 2. Это меня мотивирует. И, короче, блин, на самом деле, ну, я немножко отстаю от графика, который я себе придумала, но это так, пофиг. В принципе, я читаю. Просто иногда в очередь влезает что-нибудь другое, и все. Ну, блин, мы вообще не коммунист. Вон штаны висят. Сейчас я читаю, например, книжку из бокса подарочного с книжками Уктон Букс. Причем за июль. Но потому что у меня были тогда другие книжки, которые я читала. В общем, она в августе приехала, по-моему, даже в сентябре. Там детектив с мистикой. Вот, следующая у меня на очереди тоже книжка интересная, которая с запозданием ко мне приехала. И есть, да, вот эти вот книжульки, которые я собираю. Но у меня на самом деле мало. И слава богу. Потому что мне не понравится или не зайдет, Я кому-нибудь подарю, либо продам, и все. Причем я не очень люблю продавать, мне это плоховато получается. А вот обычно кому-нибудь дарю. Никому не надо. Ну такое. Так. Таки-таки так. Кроватки поспали. Что это тут у нас? Эй, эй, а можно сюда пройти как-нибудь, пожалуйста? Блин, а что так далеко идти-то? Ладно. О! О! Черт, что там, битва будет?
Green paint flicks off the monoblock aluminium cabinet. There are rows of switches on the
В прошлой
front
серии
panel,
у нас,
a
кстати,
frequency
умерла
dial,
Руби.
and even
У
a
нас
keyboard.
куча трупов. Все в перестрелке перестрелялись. Так.
The console of an antique computation device. There was a generator upstairs with wires coming out. The urgence, ouvert, allumé,
Urgence
radiodiffusé.
ouvert, allumé,
Sounds like this device was
radiofusée.
used to control the electronics here. Maybe it
Французский.
still does.
This device was used to control the electronics in the room. It could open doors, control lights, function as a radio computer. The dial slides under the glass silently. You make
Insular. This is an off-air radio computer, I believe, used for military communications.
nothing happens.
We need to restore power before using this, officer. There was a generator. We should look around outside. There are barrels all over.
Мгм.
Maybe one of them still has.
The boat engine.
Битва уже была. Ну да, была. А, это вопрос или не вопрос? Так. Что-то у нас куча вариантов.
But officer, then we would have to swim back to the mainland.
The consul stands by, mutely. Urgence ouvert reads a dial key. Allumé reads another. The frequency bands.
Electrical devices
а
do not
где-
work without
The dial.
Insular.
Куда-то все варианты пропали. Привет. Have a nice stream. Ха, thank you. I appreciate that you use Russian words. It's cool. Thank you. Today is the final day of Disco Elysium. It was long way. Что-то много мы здесь набираем здоровья, короче, всякой такой фигни. I'm trying for you. Thank you so much. Так, пойдемте на улицу. Пойдемте прогуляемся. Вот. Опа. Текс. Канистрочка. Чаечка. Нифига, куда так много этого всего?
There's a rain-soaked mattress on a concrete slab.
B triple prime. This looks like a good place to shoot from.
A single-person mattress, modern and
Отсюда
empty.
стреляли,
Beams on
наверное.
the ground next to it, filled to the brim with cigarette butts. The silhouette of a tobacco picker adorns the paper filter. The brand, Tio Mortieri.
Could be a coincidence. Or the same I didn't see any signs of smoking inside though.
There's a
Yeah.
firing slit in the wall in front of you. quite old and grimy from years without.
Ага.
The springs screech as you lean on the mattress and crane your neck. Trepidation. A small piece of Martinez coastline opens up in the square in front of you, like a tiny landscape painting, 1 kilometer across the water. The red chimney and collapsed back of the 4-story tenement in front of the whirling. A towering skyscraper, its top floors shaved off by artillery fire. The box-shaped silhouette of the whirling in rags. You see a small fleck of white on the rooftop, the upstairs window of Clausia's room. In the
What does that mean? Do you have
more than that.
a pair of binoculars or a scope of a rifle? You'd be prone.
Cheek against
Обалдеть.
the cheek rest, hand on the hair trigger, on a calm day like this.
Good. I think we have it, detective. The origin of the shot. This is the...
Affirmative.
It's only moderately effective cop work until we
Средний
have the
пилотаж.
weapon. It will not
Забавный
be
факт,
obvious.
вид на Ревашоле в главном
Yeah.
меню — это как раз вид у закрытия снайпера. Ого! Ого! Откуда ты это знаешь?
Where?
Прямо здесь, на матрасе.
He does not answer. He feels
We should move now.
a single and an empty can of beer.
Anything?
The spring
Я
triggered
думаю,
a
может,
small
еще
piece of
варианты. Все понятно. Так, канистра. Все, взяли, отлично. Что там еще на островочке? Это музыка приятная. Пойдемте зальем. За мной наблюдает. Мне нравится музыка на этом острове. Так, заливаем бензин.
The console is powered off and covered in dust. Urgent.
Urgence.
This device was
Блин,
used.
а
Electrical devices do not work without electricity. Electrical devices do not work without electricity.
А. А. Ошибочка. Это не все. Еще электричество надо включить. А стоп. А, вот генератор. Вот сюда надо залить. Да? Да, давайте сюда зальем.
An old cylindrical generator is the lieutenant puts his hand.
It's cold now.
Mm.
But someone has been maintaining it. The wire downstairs into the console, then from there into the room's liquid carbon. I would imagine it takes the kind that's favored by vagrants and fuel.
If anyone stayed here, they'd need a generator. A hollow ring. The canister is empty. Dust falls from.
I don't know. I'm not a philosopher. Someone who has basic electrical skills has restored it in order to keep...
The wind outside picks up suddenly. With the lieutenant assists you, holding the canister up to the. There's a red starter switch on the side of the cylinder, and a start. The recoil start wakes the old generator up. The machine sputters like an.
That should do it.
Так. Так, заработало. Теперь мы можем, значит, на этой панельке там включить свет, например, или какую-нибудь штуку. Давайте включим. Правда, не очень поняла, зачем мы это делаем.
A dim gold
It's on. Turn it.
automatic boot.
I think, yes. Let's see.
The blast door opens with
Ah.
a series of clicks. A shaft of light appears, then widens.
Мы еще даже до этой двери не достучались. Надо, знаете, мыслить как-то, попробовать не на будущее, а прям на настоящее, чтобы понять, зачем мы что делаем, а не просто типа, о, задачка, я ее решу. Надо подойти с такой точки зрения, типа, с какой-то целью что-то делать. Я люблю решать задачки независимо, блин, от цели, походу. Ну, типа, привыкла.
A sudden wave of anxiety makes your.
After you.
О, дали очко. Блин, нифига, у меня там 8 уже здоровья. Прокачалось.
So did I. Not back there, but I felt it since we came here. I don't know.
A thin wisp of smoke rises from a charred black fire pit.
Так. Получается, вот туда. А вот здесь что было? Да блин. Наверное, отсюда мы зашли. Пойдемте сюда. О. Так, здесь есть F5. Лезем, короче. Куда это мы вылезли? Что за место? Какой-то бублик. Резиновая лодка. Какой-то... Это же все, мы нашли! Что ты тут сидишь, дурак?
An old man wearing tracksuit trousers then spits it out into the unclouded by cataracts. He's practically tearing up from spite. Hatred got the best of him a long time ago. This man hates everything.
My eyesight.
A shudder of disgust passes his right.
Посмотри вверх и влево, может заметишь что-то необычное.
Motionless.
Ну, сейчас с дедом поговорю.
The what now? I can't hear you. I may have.
The position.
Fire guy. Regressive bourgeoisie henchman. It's not nice. It's a piece of shit. But it's a triangle.
A Samurai rifle.
It was sent to us by our brothers in the Signal.
It has stayed true to him. He can still make it sing.
I did. And you opened it. How? Reactionary rock and roll music. Playing.
Told you we shouldn't play sad FM.
The fascists were right about rock and roll. It is degenerate. You heard me. It's good now. Like chalk wiped from the board.
The lieutenant pulls.
You are a glorified night watchman. This is a service rifle. I can only lay it down before an enemy commander of Corus.
It's a good line.
Две
But your
единицы.
voice slips on, Commander, producing a little squeak. Sounds like you're afraid.
A big-time operator, the pedder.
The lieutenant aims his pistol square at the man's forehead.
Put it down now.
Or you're gonna blow my brains out if it's out of bullets.
Like an amputated limb in the sand. His gaze follows your motions. The rifle's in a shabby state. Like a crack on the butt, you see Vespertine writing, burnt into the wood. Triangon, 4.46mm.
No one said it has to be a Belmagrave. We were just guessing.
From ballistics, it could.
It doesn't matter if it was made in Shanti. Oh, the right type and the right calibre.
He's liking this. The old man keeps following your motion. This looked very much like the murder weapon. It could be used against him to get a confession.
My name is Josef Lilianovich Dross. I am a deserter, a partisan, and
The commune of Revachol? Do you mean the ICM? Your
from the Insular Indian Citizens Militia. The army. I left my unit on the eve of the landing.
Зачем он пытался
When I
убить
returned
этого...
here
Зачем он,
on
вернее,
May
убил?
14th, the commune had fallen.
51 minus 8 equals 43.
No. I've been on. I was an resurrection until they turned it into a spark
Resurrection.
in 18. Then I was an E48, a nameless sound, until the sea washed over it. Then I came back here. It was hard in the Thames. I didn't have partisan training.
there were posters, campaign.
We communards still hoped, and they needed to snuff that hope out.
Коммунары!
The East capitulated.
Кто знал, что здесь будет это, Советский Союз тоже? Блин, надо, наверное, приподняться.
But Jamrock, Forburg, even Coron,
Коммунисты.
and Boogie Street, of course. Those fucking kips had Marsov coursing through their veins. And others too. Some cordons of Revachol were
Ох, у них
still
там снежок
fighting.
тоже, ведь как у нас.
There were cells. I tried to contact them. Soon at night, I used a dinghy. I only went after dark then. When I got to the city, I stayed
Это
underground.
уезжаю.
Patrols, you lot, the commons too.
In the city, you move on a...
I do.
Ой. Нифига, я сократила как-то диалог. Щелкнула наш какой-то макрос. Так.
They're good. Plenty of tar. I like that boy on the pack too. Reminds me of the last century.
Так.
So you finally found it. There must have been a small squadron's worth of arms in there. I know.
So you've been there.
Sleeping. Some nights.
You feel the dots connecting. Little dots on the map he's walked.
I don't want to. They're all traitors. Pigs, rabbits, and dogs. Men without...
He does not want to see life moving on. People forgetting,
О,
drinking, laughing.
ну это мы...
The propaganda bunker.
Propaganda...
They stored leaflets there. Broadcasting equipment, too. Made broadcasts, I think.
Господи.
A lot of our boys did. I spent some winters there. Never liked it. Kept thinking of them. No need to go on.
The old man looks across the water, at the city, the ruins, the motorways rising above it.
You're with the RCM, the coalition-appointed mob that enforces bourgeois morals in Revachol. You're the RCM. You represent the Moralist International. Take me to them as a prisoner of war. I have relinquished my weapon. I can't know.
A spray of blood from his mouth on the black
Господи.
charcoal in the fire pit.
I was just 16 years old. 15 when I volunteered. I had you could say I misunderstood the historic role of the proletariat and thought Mazovi II is all a reaction to take hold. May the 13th, 08, 44 years ago. The combined might of
Черная магия.
international capital, all at once, huddled on the floor. The artillery
Блин,
was
стол впивается
80
в ногу.
kilometers away in Ozon, but I knew the commune would fall. We would all be turned into ash. So I...
A terrible shame, still within him. The lobes of his ears are red with it. The shame and
И
smallness
что
of his
пойдет? А, не пошел. Давайте так.
I climbed the chain link
Ой.
across the water and hid inland.
Кажется, я себе
In the
что-то
bunkers
отморозила
there,
сегодня
like
на
the
улице.
weakest of the weak. A mouse,
По-моему, лоб.
frightened at the ordnance all night, and the sound of the rotor
Я,
in
короче,
the
свою
morning
шапку забыла.
whirring. Airship.
И теперь я хожу без
I
шапки.
climbed out
Снег.
into hell. The
И
landing
уши
was
замерзли,
complete.
блин.
The chain was submerged. I had to swim back. They'd all drowned in the lower levels or got torn to shreds above.
Их на куски
The
разорвало.
anti-aircraft gun had malfunctioned. So had I. The mask of humanity fall from capital. It has, and then you see it, as it strangles and beats your friends to death. The sweetest, that the bourgeois are not human. I had to fight it. I had to never stop.
Ну, не здесь он скрывался-то 43 года, не здесь.
It's not an island, what? It's a defensive fortification of the commune. The congenitally deformed King Philip II
Лететь.
built it to restrict access to the Bay of Revachol. Coalition military called it Operation Deathblow.
Вот если наш герой поехал вообще кукухой, типа он что, писатель, его мозг создал такое, блин, целую вселенную создал. Или он у него и редкие глюки ловит, типа вот жена моя, это богиня, что-то там еще. Или его мозг все это создал, блин.
Who speaks like that? We had 50 million people on Caillou alone.
Боже. Погода сонная просто не могу. И уши загорелись, вообще ужас. Как будто меня смущает вот этот дед, это неправда. Так. Смертельный удар. Во-первых, я не один из них.
You're RCM. Answer me. Who calls an operation against 50 million people death blow?
50 миллионов людей. Что?
You don't know.
Да
You haven't
господи.
seen it. The black-eyed angel.
Черноглазый Энджел.
How does anyone survive?
Now hold on there.
You're insane and grotesque.
How is your health?
I've been throwing up blood since winter.
He does seem frail. Gaunt for his age. More like 75 than
The RCM can provide medical service.
I need to die.
Господи.
You don't have medical facilities?
We also have trupами.
Это верно.
I have been running out of that.
There's no way he could manage the pain without them. It's safe to say he is addicted to painkillers.
I haven't. I have holes in my brain. Years missing. I don't even know what. Inferno?
Я тоже захотела в какой-то на пару с ними закашлять и короче, потерять память, что-то расстроиться. Как-то я прониклась этой ситуацией. Так, я тоже живу в аду.
At least you know it. The traders of this city turn the lights back on in the... It's disgusting.
Are they not heartbroken? How could they have moved on?
43 years and 10 months.
Это срок всей моей жизни.
It's not how a human being should live.
He nods, but he can.
What have you been doing?
Hiding.
Where the afternoon grows late, on Rue de Saint-Ghislain, people walk home. Street lights will soon be lit. Further inland, the streets, 2 police officers step out of the Whirling in Rags cafeteria. Satellite officer Jean-Vic Mayer and patrol officer Judith Minot points west. The fishing village. The officers go, leaving behind the writing, still smelling of
Always waiting. For her to
Her who?
girl child. Revolution.
О,
Always. No. The material base for an uprising, the historic opportunity for our revolution has passed.
So that's why he's the deserter.
do. No, I am not a soldier. I am an ideological officer, trained
Так, давайте поймем деда
in
по полной.
historical materialism, then assigned as a political commissar by the party. These
The old man does not answer. He tilts.
His job was to assure the army answers to civilian control.
scientific communism. A commissaire politique is a knight philosopher of the revolution.
He was like a cleric, a shepherd.
No, the opposite of that. A few.
He nods slowly, then another tremor.
Давайте мы будем кем? Так. Ну, я тоже революционер. Но не очень. Честно говоря.
You're part of the meat shield.
Это больше похоже на правду.
Human meat shield that surrounds the fascist.
Detective, we have not come here to discuss ideology. We have come to ask questions.
The old man spits into the fire pit. He does not say anything more.
There's nothing serious in this world. I've used it.
Here we go.
Killing people?
It's a gun. That's what they're for. I've used it.
Interesting. During or?
There is no after the war.
So he's continued killing after hostility. Going straight. No euphemisms. He
Безо
doesn't
всяких
like those.
экивоков. Я недавно узнала, что экивоки — это, короче, реальное слово, а не название игры просто такое, типа ни о чем. Экивоки. Типа какие-то всякие такие сложности, что ли, загадки.
No. Be careful now. Don't mess this up. Remember, he wants to tell you. Get personal.
Минутку.
Nothing comes to you. Silence, and in them, a chill, like electricity running up.
Detective,
Все не то, чем кажется.
I don't want.
And why did you think that was a good idea? Don't listen to me. I'm wrong all the time.
What did I just say?
What did I just tell you? Don't drop.
The who now?
He heard you. He just wants to hear you say it. You're in.
Oh yes, that one.
did you kill him?
I am a son of a welder and an officer of the commune of.
Exhaust him with proof. The gun, the murder, the scent of blood in the air. But what else? There was something you can't remember.
I saw you poking around there, looking for evidence.
You had direct visibility. There are embrasures in the concrete. You've been here a long time, Mr. Dras. Too long. You clearly need.
Блин, почему он решил именно этого чувака убить?
I'm ready to die.
Может, он раньше тоже отстреливал кого-то?
He's practically admitting to it. Dead fascists for fascists. Done his part.
Because it's a sniper's nest, you stupid fuck.
Almost. He almost burst out there. Keep piling arguments. Anything.
Not a lot of guns around that use military.
It's a real gun. Not like your little musketeer pistol. I've seen you look like imbeciles. Why don't you ask them to give you
У меня
real
так и нет оружия, я забрала у Руби.
going against automatic?
Damn, he saw you. He would have a good view of the tribunal from it. So he saw you. Okay. So what? Don't let it divert you.
Like fuck you did. You didn't handle anything. I watched it happen. You let those beasts rip right into. None of those people mean anything to you.
You're getting diverted. Push the...
So you watched the fight? Did you like what you saw?
Сосредоточиться на оружии.
It was all your doing.
You don't know anything.
You know what? You're right. I'm convinced this made the shot. Should we call it? 4.46 jacketed ammunition. Good. This feels good, doesn't it? Tearing things up.
Murder.
This pushed him, but not enough. Just a little more. Wait, here it comes. The goddamn Maybells. The dried There were Maybells in the grass when you got nowhere else. Nowhere in all of Martinez have you seen them this.
Давайте ландыш.
Damn Maybells.
He seems tender suddenly. Nostalgic.
So many this year too. The spring is coming. No, it's already here. They blossom on the islets before we fertilize.
South, the Bay of Martinez is dotted with little...
The coast too, before they piled their containers on top of it. Class.
He repeats the name with care, as if it were at risk of breaking.
With the victim. You know who he was. A coalition-trained murderer. Armored and armed. He wasn't human. The blunt end of a hammer. Dripping with blood.
Блин, я так и не поняла, был ли он вообще каким-то насильником или нет. Вот это я не поняла. По-моему, не был. Ну, типа, она такая, я была согласна на все. Или для кого он был насильником? Для кого-то еще. Ну, он был убийцей, давайте.
Beating us to the ground. Moaning with joy. You hounds get so thorough. Got your attention. Now you stop beating druggies and prostitutes.
This is it. Shot him. Shot him. Say shot him, not killed him.
Oh, the inhumanity. One paramilitary.
The lieutenant raises his right arm to her. Hush. He does not need to be pushed anymore. The ball is rolling.
I had them in my sights. Both of them. Him and the whore. I was breathing. I didn't think I had a shot like that in me anymore. I did. I saw him kneel there. Nothing. I went to sleep. Next morning there were Maybells and so...
Mr. Dross, are you aware you're confessing to murder?
Yes.
Да!
And you were looking at them, the victim and a young woman, having sex? Through the scope of your rifle that night?
The old man.
Why?
Because that's what they were doing.
The motive. This is what you can coax it out of him. The lieutenant's...
I don't understand. Do you, detective? I don't understand this part.
I'm always looking.
Are you always looking through the scope of...
A rifle scope
helps him see all the...
And if you don't like it,
Click.
then you pull the trigger.
Yes.
You got him going. Connect every little piece now. Wrap this. Start with when he first saw him. It will give him a chance to ramble.
Так, ладно.
3 weeks ago, when the rich hag came in,
Joyce. He means Joyce.
wrinkled up whore. Black sexual morals are a bourgeois ploy. So don't you sermonize me, you racist shithole.
Да какая
It's
расистская эта
still
морда.
bourgeois when the bourgeois...
Some strange glandular process takes place in him at the and anger too.
They moved into a deserted apartment above the roundabout. I've seen their kind during the landing. Those Occidental and Mesk phalangs weren't barely alive. They like to kill while they're on their... I could see they've returned now to show their
Надо
real
было не в
face.
пижаме сидеть.
The face they don't dare show their bourgeois voters back on Mundi.
Если открою окно, то я замерзну. А так прям очень сонно получается. Сейчас скример такой вылетит какой-нибудь резкий. Вот тут будет поворот.
Them fucking. I didn't like that.
Вот это не понимаю, о чем речь.
Jealousy is a reactionary concept. I didn't, and I wanted to see his head explode. That too. That's all it takes for the bullet to reach his head.
Где-то
Now
убийца.
that I think of it, I wasn't
Каких
aiming
детей
for
он
his
убил?
mouth. I
Пожалуйста,
wanted his
объясните.
brains to spill out on her, but you can't have everything.
This man has seen past her, and now he longs to see her come, to punish her.
She practically breastfed that man. You wouldn't believe the things she let him do to her.
You stare at them too. In your mind, her innocence day still turns to leaf, airport bag in hand. Still, see you tomorrow, Harry. Her voice rings in the evening air, burning.
Я тоже, кстати, баб ненавижу. Угу. Мужчины просто безумцы. Да, он типа, я не такой.
No one gives a shit what you think. Since she came to Martinez, I saw her sneaking in the reeds early in the morning, behind the Fell building,
Past the Fell building on the coast.
hiding something in the water. She had a fag after she'd done it.
Документы.
I was up in the ruins there.
And beautiful.
That.
How could you see what she looked like?
The sun came up. Her hair was like cobwebs. She smoked more fags. Her passport and tickets to Villiers. And from there, after she was...
Did you keep what was in it? When we found it,
No. Why would I do that?
This implies that he's also a little inconsistency here. He was surprised to hear her name Clausia before. Would he not have seen it on the documents?
You didn't say Clausia in there. Why would I need that trash? I'm not going to Villiers. It was something. I don't remember. I did. She had a face like an archipelago. I could see who she was, too. A spook. On the run.
you could tell she was a spook?
She had different color hair on the photo. And glasses.
The bruises. You can't make that out in a scope.
You can't see bruises through a scope. It's just a blur. I have my ways. Not in this lifetime, Dwat.
Мне очень много этого здоровья разного.
On her. This one's gone. Make you lost it. You're a bad detective. Lazy and bad. No, it's not. Fix this now.
There's...
The coals of his eyes glisten suddenly.
Man needs to feel something else. In this fight, it helps if you have your eye on something. Yes, over the years. It's not unproletarian to feel something. No. I don't really know. I was there one night and she was crying the day after I killed him. Yes, I don't know why I do the things I do anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I told you I have holes in my brain.
A sudden pang.
If you came 10 years ago
In the silence, one more down.
Her.
The lieutenant nods at you in acknowledgement. That's it. Motive.
Where is she? That Clasier. I haven't seen her there for days. Gone. I knew it. She'd look at night, crying,
Oh.
smoking on the roof.
Midtown, across the Bay of Revachol, the oceanic wind washes 40-story towers. Above them, on the platform, a young woman is withdrawing from amphetamines, barbiturates, and alcohol. Smaller, distant, hidden. Not like the great chandelier she sees sparkle in the night below her. He knew she knows. She was looking at the island.
We could get more. We've got him talking.
Who knows what he's seen and done over the years? You could get more out of him. Enough. Take him in. Bend his arms beyond.
A tragic comedy. Druggies. Specifically, the whole city is a charnel house. Stripped clean and draped in because of the racists. Everyone is a racist in Martinet. Pump full of steroids and Radio Revachol 92. Race this, race that. It's all sanctioned by that social democratic youth. Yes, the fly larva in his container. He let some nihilistic advertising yuppies erect a statue of Philippe III, a syphilitic murderer. Not since the serfs of ancient Pericarnassus has history produced a more inert social class than the
Голова
Martinet
кружится, блин.
Princes.
Не
Like
пойму,
animals,
почему текст быстро
like
двигается.
those boom-boom
Происходит.
morons on the ice. A pity they didn't drown in that tent of theirs. The worst of them is the blood-drenched Sucrion on her yacht. The worst is that old cock parading around in his uniform. Every morning he's there, while the parasites he fought to protect are off in Ozon or Quayamoran
Господи.
or some other island. That's all the rich really want. Sex with their own children. Throughout history, even the royal bloodline of the suzerain. We did good when we pushed him under that horse car. If only.
The disco whores are too much. Hatred shuts down his brain's language center, leaving only
Whores.
Орбс.
Another hideous disappointment.
disappointment. So personal. He displays a
That deformed toad? I wouldn't expect him to. That mobster toad couldn't run a shithouse. He has no political education. His twin.
He's been sweet-talked by this Edgar. They must have met in person for such animosity to have developed.
You can't live alone.
The Clares wouldn't miss a man hidden in their own backyard. Not all this time.
Of course. Maybe the Clears asked him. Don't go straight for the kill. Exhaust everything else first. Soften him up.
I haven't approached any.
How did he know you were?
He didn't just stumble in like an oaf. Stepped right off the boat and walked down where you came. I was right about one of those things. 20 years ago. Neither of them could walk now.
That's around the time the Clears came to power.
Edgar did the talking. Paid his respects like I were a
Берись,
fossil
берись.
in a uniform. Offered platitudes about the struggle. Flaunted his never trust a social democrat who quotes Marzoff. Oh, and charity too. They love their charity.
Всё, собралась.
Offered me blankets and social help. Let me be here. The ZOs.
They let him be here. Understanding was a courtesy. But why such a courtesy?
You know why I killed that fucker, Dwat.
Again?
Try teaching him some Marzovian socioeconomics.
Okay, he didn't do the hang the man for that. But he's insinuating something.
Every fucking morning for 34 years. Throwing royalist ghouls played like it was life itself. Click, clack across the water each day. And that uniform like a parrot plumage. What is there to
Ой,
be agitated about?
я не это хотела
The
ответить.
unholy ghoul. I love it there. It reminds me of everything we fought for. At least we
Ну,
killed.
мало
Oh
шансов.
no, the connection doesn't come to you. Dumbo, do something. You slap yourself in the head again. Jumpstart it.
Officer. Mr. Dross, about this deal you made with Edgar, the death of the colonel mercenary, what about the other people you've killed?
Other people.
Like the previous four?
That's it. That's what you...
I didn't fight 40 years to
Oh.
end up an informant for the international regime.
Still dumb. Your eyes are transfixed on it. You are the law. He must divulge the information.
Look who's up. From the drunken stupor. This one's worse for wear than...
We will have plenty of time to talk about this later, Mr. Dross. When you're in pre-detention. It can take years in pre-detention.
Go ahead. I've been inside.
Ease off it. This was not an unmitigated disaster. The lieutenant mitigated it.
Glad? It's all gone.
Господи. 8%.
His lip curls into a sneer.
Glad? It's all gone.
For a 60-year-old man with stomach trouble, who spent his entire life alone on an he's clearly a drug user of the painkiller sort, prone to erratic hand gestures, and malnourished. But that's it. The moment passes, and you say,
What? But you said I would be taken to the...
the wind picks up. The silence on the water.
Your wayfarer rights have been suspended. Information provided to the
Yeah.
officers on the scene will be used against you by the... Do you
But... No, I don't want to.
He's sweating. Beads are
Что там,
forming.
ФАЗМИИИД?
Pupils are dilated too.
Your confirmation is not required, sir. Now on to the boat.
There it is again. To your north, as it has something completely different. It sounds like a bow, very slowly being...
Maybe there is room for 3 on the boat. What?
What are you talking about? Is this...
Your skin crawls.
Это ФАЗМИИИД! Это ФАЗМИИИД, я знала!
A delicate tangle of arms and legs unfolds from the
Я
reeds,
говорила.
limb by limb, to then just stand there, moving its scythe-like arms in ghostly silence. It's still there, an unfolding mechanism.
What are you talking about? There's nothing there.
The stick insect is over 3 meters tall. It looks straight at you with its tiny pinprick eyes. You feel your legs shaking under you and your gun hand rise instinctively.
Tell me what you see, damn it. I can't make out once.
I can see it.
4 simple words, thank God. But that means it's really there, spinning slowly, in absolute silence.
Be very, very careful.
Я верила. Я знала. Я знала и верила. Я говорила, что ФАЗМИИИДы есть. Говорила. Так.
The creature stands on long stilt-like legs, antennae hanging from its head.
Э.
Like the segmented antennae move with apprehension. Take long, deep breaths. Slow down. Reed-like tufts stick out of its joints. As the insect moves its forearms, the hiss is different from the strings you heard before. It says something else in a lower pitch.
Ох.
It is.
You glance over your shoulder. The loot. No, the flash will scare the creature off. Warn him now.
We need a photo. No one.
From the corner of your eye, you see I am not palatable. Do not eat me.
I won't be one of those fools.
He's letting his. You see the phasmid turn to him. Its mandible antennae reaching out. Its motions are quick, sudden. The spindly mechanism turns itself back to you, its antennae taking their measure of the air, slowly. Nothing changes in the cyclical brain motion of the creatures. Its insect mind is impenetrable to your reason.
Да, это реально. Ура!
With your breath held, you take 2 small steps toward like laughter. Sweat drips from your brow. Hissing and clicking, it extends its mandible-like antennae to greet you. You're right below it now, looking up at the colossal chitin of its white limbs. The head of the creature is crowned by reeds, and its eye, the insect, stops its stridulation, seeming to suddenly. No, stop. Be afraid.
Еще страх.
As you do, the invertebrate comes to life, its limbs moving independent of it, praying to you. Unwittingly, the insect continues its stridulations. As it moves, perhaps it is preparing to eat its god. No reply. A total ancient silence comes from its mouth. Along with, you were right, little bubbles form on the mouth parts of the creature, on its segmented.
Careful. It may be poisonous.
The foam slowly turns a darker
Uh-oh.
shade, like burnt caramel, as the insect moves its mouth parts.
Okay.
There is no change in the insect's
In 3. If it moves, you jump back.
The shrill flash of the camera cuts the air like the blade of a sword. The phasmid freezes in its bright light. Head turned toward the lieutenant,
Красота.
hypnotized by the flash.
Как
It
красиво.
stands frozen.
I got it.
Я заснял, я заснял.
For all time. The antennae hang from a great height. With your hand shaking, you barely touch the tip of the sensation is electrifying. It is surprisingly delicate. It looks like someone's got hurt in a fight.
О,
Be careful, detective. It's moving.
You were right. It glistens with some kind of moisture. The limb before you is incredibly light, like eggshell. It's much lighter than a reed. You feel a soft push could tip the creature over. It's hollow. A small shudder passes the creature's arm. High above, there is some kind of countdown happening as it slowly processes the overwhelming brightness of the signal.
давайте лизнем
The
палец.
invertebrate, it tastes like sugar, very faint, odorless, mostly comprised of water. Another shudder pulses through the creature's limbs. It jolts back to life, like a record continuing where it left off, in a swaying.
Ну,
praying
смотрите, это
motion.
офигеть.
Even the small
Я
black
еще и о
circles of
партеногенезе
its eyes
знаю.
do
Я
not
же
stray
специально
from
это
you.
все изучала, офигеть.
Tell me what he's like for you. to the city.
Этот голосок.
It is only on my marches. Now, I will tell you what it's like for me. For me, it is a series shapes of plants and animals. An internal sensation. I am at the end of a narrow funnel. Weightless. So light. It only feels like something to be me. In truth, perhaps I'm nothing. I certainly do not have a soul. Few of us can begin to imagine the horror of you. With all of creation, even when you're
Третий вариант был смешной.
and when you wake, you carry it around on your neck, with eyes open that cannot help but swallow more behind the mirror. I feel great, mute empathy for you. That must be incredibly hard. The arthropods are in silence, and when you fall, we will come to raise you up. But from you, banner-like.
In honor of your will, Lieutenant Euphrator, that you kept from falling apart. Detective, arriving on the scene.
So am I.
Hi.
I was born to detect sucrose rewards and semiochemicals. What were you born to detect?
Лакомство и химические сигнальные вещества то же самое. Ну, я рожден найти убийцу.
He's in a bad state, deteriorating fast now. He thinks I am very slowly, and only because he won't go away. It is meant to keep them from noticing me, to interfere with the pictures in their head. I am an unknown species of the order Phantasmadia.
О, отряд
endemic
привиденьевых.
in Zolandia Isla.
Ну это уж трэш.
For the last 350 years, I have hidden in plain sight. Masquerade,
It may have unknown, dangerous biochemical character.
no one unnoticed by the first settlers and the land surveyors of the suzerain. I have stayed hidden through 4 forms of government and 2 scientific revolutions until I was accidentally discovered by a detective. Yes, I do not have a starter display, so I use a neurodegenerate.
The deserter. He's been here for a long time.
Я уж думала, этот ФАЗМИИИД дезертир.
No, you are awake. Not even the birds know that. Not even the water lily. I think we should eat it. If it's a leaf, you can put it in your mouth. Or no, you are. The moral of our encounter is, I am a relatively neat. The pail too came with you. No one remembers it before you. The Nidarians do not. The radially symmetrics do not. There is an almost unanimous. It is a nervous shadow cast into the world by you, eating away at reality. You're a violent and irrepressible miracle. The vacuum of cosmos and the stars. We suspect it will be something like the oxygen holocaust that wiped out anaerobic life to.
Instead of air, you exhale thoughts. There are no trees that eat thoughts.
Everything your eyes touch goes back there, behind the nerve mirror. What if you blink? Are we still here? Please don't blink. What if he misplaces us all one day, or just forget?
Давайте моргнем.
Please, do not do that again.
Не помогло.
No, you're only thinking it now. This is a revelation. So it is already happening. Soon, one of you will close your eyes and open them to see that.
It doesn't look like that, no. You're just staring at it. I think you should
Нормальная
back away from the
ситуация.
unstudied species now.
No, there is one more.
Ну пусть он будет добрым.
Thank you. I also have one more thing to say to you before you go. That woman turned from the ruin. Turn and go. She was hell on earth. It doesn't take 3 meters digging.
Почему она была адским созданием?
As you're turning away, the phasmid mirrors your movements, stepping on the water, the long limbs carrying its feather weight without breaking
Офигеть.
its surface.
Офигеть. Удалось встретить Фазмида. Я одна в него верила. Никто не верил.
Just like that, it's gone. Skating away, and something under it. In the place it stood,
It's gone. Apparently, yes. Like a water strider. Only looks like a nest of some sort. We should have...
What now?
in some kind of strange.
Our suspect is not looking so good. We need to check.
О. 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 Так. Давайте все на себя надевать. Что там у нас есть? Снайперский прицел. Нельзя никак. Ладно. Какой-то куб. Ладно, давайте паспорт.
This passport, issued by the Sovereign Republic of Orania,
Катажина
is
Аласия.
Classia's hidden documents. From the MT boy.
It's Clausia, with short black hair and glasses. She looks boyish.
Maybe our man, Mr. Dross, took it from Classia's, or whatever her name was. Hiding place, or... Perhaps, but that still doesn't explain how it got into the nest. Like a magpie? What a coincidence.
Макпай.
By now, the lieutenant has accepted you.
I can see how the helmet could wash up on the island. And the scope. Maybe Mr. Dross lost it. But she said it would be for Anouk Meyer-Smith.
Katarzyna Alazia was supposed to be her. I told you she kept lying to you. She's probably lying to someone
Она
else
вроде нам
right now.
говорила, что она там
In
смешала
another
два
city.
имени.
No, she lied to us. Her so-called real name was not her real name. Somehow she... I don't know. But it's not Katarzyna Alasia, or Klasia, or Anouk Meyer-Smith. We didn't... Perhaps it's better that we didn't arrest her. Who knows what hell she'd be raising in my district by now.
Ну, может и хорошо, кто знает. Давайте надевать. Вот это мы, конечно, страшно выглядим. Шарфик, эмпатия. Драма. Что там прикольно? Ну вот мы какой-то прикольный чувак получился. Галстучек. В шарфе смешно. И вот это оставим. Моду. Красивую моду. Так, хорошо. Мы можем, кстати, обновить вот эту проверку. Так, куда там надо было? Все валим на Фазмида. Мы его нашли. Так, вверх и влево. Ну так это и был, наверное, то, о чем ты говорил.
What is it? What do you want from me? I can't see.
Mr. Dross?
The man does not respond. He keeps still like an addict of some terrible substance. The plastic cape feels coarse. A light ship,
He's going into some kind of
Oh.
psychomotor immobility.
the trembling mouth.
Between this and the broken tire he's used for a boat, I think it's safe to leave him here, while we go and get help. It will need to be medical first, I'm afraid.
He stares into the reeds. Your words don't stir anything in him. No reaction. His breathing is slow and
Did you take this passport and other paper?
There.
О,
He hears us.
no reply.
Try something else? We got him back for...
Nothing. Just dull stick. The last embers have got.
If Kuno kicked it into the sea, as he said he did, the ebb would put it back here. This makes sense. Mr. Dross could have picked it up.
I lost.
He
И
turns his
потерял.
eyes to the reeds again.
На
As he's
массаж
done
сходить.
so many
Ох, хорошо.
times. Beige and white stripes.
He lost the scope. Then it somehow made its way over there. With the help of a magpie phasmid. This sight is a T9, Mr. Dross. Was it attached to the rifle when you...
Silence. You've gotten
Это
all
деда
the
подкосило.
blood out of this poor bee. The plastic cape flaps around his. The blacks of his eyes are receded. The strength has all gone out of him. Just frail old.
Old age and shock. The appearance of the phasmid in conjunction with the stress of the arrest. He spent his entire life. We should think about getting back to the mainland. To get help. He'll be safe here.
Так. Тут мы не нашли все элементы, блин. Деда не берем, получается, да? Чё бы качнуть себе тут? О, вот у меня нету скорости реакции. Давайте качнем. Все бы качнуло. Прям не могу. Хочется всего качнуть. Да все, остался один диалог. Качнем драму тогда. Полицейскую волну, стойкость, энциклопедию, внутреннюю империю. Все, качнули все. Сумрак, авторитет. Все. Один диалог остался. Господи. Где выход? А, вот там внизу выход. Так, выходим. Лодочка была у нас, по-моему, все-таки здесь.
ICM. This feels familiar somehow.
It does. The RCM may descend. It's impossible to say.
О,
It was chaos after the war. The name was...
Nice political. A mediocre athlete would pant from dragging around his body on a busted crutch. But not you. You're thinking about politics, with blood dripping down your
This is better preserved than the others. You can still read the sign. Insulindian Citizens Militia. It's the official...
Sounds an awful lot like.
No. Upside...
With its horns in the sky.
No, that's the...
A DeLorean-era symbol of Insulinda, known as the face in...
After 44 years? That's... One of these barrels was still leaking fuel, as you saw.
так, кстати говоря, давайте-ка посмотрим кое-что. Ура, я все-таки коп-суперзвезда. Слава богу. Если бы Ким был ранен в перестрелке, с тобой здесь был бы Куна. О, а у меня Ким не ранен получился. Вообще круто. Он меня и, собственно, спасал.
The skiff is swaying on the waves by the dock.
Let's. We are done here.
The skiff rocks gently under your weight.
Ну, мы тоже
as you
подружились.
But for the sound of conversation, two men and a woman stand on the concrete square of a nameless. You reach the jetty and climb out of the skiff.
Так, что там на всякий случай F5. Что там?
Look what the tide brought him. Harry, you're bleeding all over the place.
Whatever this is, it is completely. This is the man with sunglasses from the whirling in rags. But where are his sunglasses?
That's right. And you're bleeding. We're not forgetting about anything. Look at you. Bothered by it. Hair. Oh, fuck it. Let's not get into.
Hello, I'm Trent Heilerstein. I believe we've met.
Да,
on
это
several
мужик,
occasions.
который с ребенком стоял, смотрел на дом.
I'm your goddamn partner, Jean-Vic Kemar, and this is your special task force. Or what's left of it. Special Consultant Trent Heidelstam, Battle Officer Judith Minot.
Hi. Привет.
We've come to scrape what's left of you after pavement.
Lieutenant Kim Kisuragi, Prison 57. We've just come from the island. We might need your help with something later.
As if he recalled that he's in fact
But this is clearly a departmental matter, so I'm going to leave you to discuss it among yourselves.
Ты должен меня прикрыть, разнесем их.
It's good to meet you, Lieutenant Kitsuhagi. Ari, we want to help you.
This is the horse-faced woman. I don't know why you named her that.
I don't quite know what I'm doing here. I was asked to participate as an expert. I think my background is in something else entirely. I engage in neurology on a merely
А чё он там
theoretical
делал
level. In
с
fact, I
ребенком?
should probably get going.
No, Trent, it's too late. You're part of this shit now.
What does he have to say for himself? He left you to catch the bullets.
Да, где вы были, блин?
God damn it, Harry. You told us to fuck off. You said we're cramping your style. Your detective god. Fuck everything. All
Охренеть.
we burn. Detect or die.
Почему ж ты тогда не умер? Почему вы бросили божественного
You were
полицейского?
crying hysterically. You were drunk, breaking things, being emotionally abused. None of us wanted to see the abyss. So we fucked off. Like you told us to. The cafeteria manager you fucked over told us where you went. Strange. He didn't mention that. In fact, the establishment didn't look saved at all. There was a giant aerograffito in front of the building, mixed with blood. I knew it. Didn't I tell you, Trant?
The line is from Lou Giatton's Mirova cycle, isn't it? About girl-child communism, a titular returning character.
Don't encourage him, Trant.
Okay.
Guilty as charged. I heard you'd lost your mind and your memory. And it was. Good work, Harry. You're insane now. There's one less person for me
Блин.
and everyone.
He was too sarcastic for you to realize who he was.
I'm clinically depressed, Harry. Sorry if I wasn't in the mood to batter you up after you told us to fuck off. Did you? Or did you literally not recognize my face? We've been partners for
He's right. Don't start guessing. Now's not a good time.
Yes, I'm Trant Heilerstein. I never said I wasn't Trant Heilerstein.
Да, что это за ребенок был?
Mikhail?
Что за ребенок?
Mikhail's my son.
О,
His son? What a joke. Everyone is lying to you.
No, I was just interested in the Feld building and the Martinez beachhead. And Mikhail wanted to see Martinez. It was a coincidence. What indeed? I was asked to share my take on some of the more obscure theories developed in Königstein in the 30s. Like,
He's here to see if you're insane. He is smart. Let's move on. Yeah, Major Crimes Unit, under Lieutenant Dubois and Vicomar. Ring any bells? He doesn't remember.
See? He really doesn't remember. It was.
Yeah, that's very good.
It's okay. I didn't come here to gloat or to fool you.
That's right. Worried. I'm always worried about you. You're a worry fest. She's worried about you. I'm worried about you. Even Special Consultant Backpedal is worried about you. Duped? Hey, here's a brilliant idea. Don't be a morbid drunk and you won't be duped so easily.
Yes, I'm still Kinky Solagi.
Still caught up in this crossfire, too.
The bells aren't ringing because you have brain damage. Detective God.
Well, he doesn't have visible tremors, he talks without slurring, he can drive a boat, he's standing, reasoning. All good signs.
Meaning, you forgot both who you are and the definitions of money, easily.
As displayed in the station call, our interactions with him, and I don't want to be a snitch, but also mine with him before when Harry did not seem to know.
Interesting.
Yes, interesting. I have my theories, but I would like to hear Harry's thoughts first. Harry, what do you think happened to you? Neurologically, psychologically, and why not socioeconomically?
Так. Давайте.
Son of fucking Long here. Detective far out son of Long on the case.
He has indeed had the possibility before. I have trouble believing him, of course, but he seems...
With all due respect, Lieutenant, you're bewitched by the shit, kid. It happens. In fact, it's not possible to wipe one's memory at all, even with the amount of pot and pilsner he downs
Да мы не
every
пили,
hour.
у нас забагалось что-то. Мы не
Lying,
пили за это
or
расследование,
insane,
вообще
or
ничего.
both.
Detective Vigmer, I'm not saying he's the son of Lung, but lying? I mean, he has, yes, a couple of times. After some of the more serious benders.
The two cases in your ledger, those cases were hard.
Interesting. So at first he dipped his toes into it, prepared.
What do you mean?
Well, here's my theory. What if this is an absolutely normal reaction to the world we're living in? What if this is not? Look at the ruins, the neon, listen to the radio, the multitudes, the people. Live here for 40 years, hardwired to the free market. He just...
Okay, Trent, thank you. That's absolutely meaningless. I'm glad we brought you. Will he or will he not?
He's not a cretin, and he is able to do work, if not in his previous leadership role.
Leadership, now.
No one even mentioned that. I misphrased my question. It should have been, is he able to put his clothes on and use the...
They can keep that pension. You're rock solid. You can put your clothes on.
Now nothing. Now we're just going to stand here. Yeah. Just no. Now we discuss that. What the fuck did you do to a motor carriage? Why is it there, Harry?
Tequila Sunset.
Ha. Ho ho. Underwater killer. Thank you for destroying 45,000 real of police property that's coming out of my payslip. You know that, right? It doesn't matter. Your badge, Harry. Show me your badge.
In a rush to demonstrate your badge, your eager fingers can't sustain a grip on the smooth plastic, and the badge slips out of your hand. Not today, badge.
And your gun?
As if having your badge and here we go again. Lost gun. Trying to terrorize you.
О,
Upgraded it. I don't care about your weapon mania, Harry. I only care about your official sidearm, which you'll... I don't care. Where is the gun the RCM gave you to kill people? I knew it. I told...
This isn't cause for celebration.
Oh, I would say it's very bad. You're drunk like a bum,
Блин.
Harry. Please, put the stolen rifle away before you kill someone. So you forgot to drink?
He's wounded. It's been a long week and he's handled an actual corpse.
What you've discovered? You let the suspect escape. A certain
We've read the report, Sari. Lieutenant Kitsuhagi's. We know.
Oh, well. If you got really high, then I guess it's okay. Then it's all, or the fact that you're Everclear's little peony now, doing I don't know what for it, compared to the 7 people who were gunned down. The streets are literally red with blood, Harry.
He did everything he could. We did everything we could. The company hired and
Here comes the cavalry.
he did so.
О,
at
как хорошо, что я его
considerable risk to his
позвала.
person. Remember, he was shot. We stopped an execution, not a negotiation. The loss of life was minimal compared
Во.
to what it could have been. Detective, it's better if I...
It's so much better if he does this.
Thank you for the input, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. I didn't mean to suggest you did.
He thinks of apologizing, but decides it.
You've spent the week with him. On Lieutenant Yufreto.
Well, the drinking, the last gun, also losing his badge. That's...
The man sucks.
Then there's the superstardom. He likes to, from time to time, allude to being a superstar law official. It's odd, especially in light of his political views. Detective Dubois is, as you may know, a hustler. Other still, he is also a Mazovian socio-economist who believes in liquidating the ruling class. How he reconciles. And then there's the motor carriage in the sea, and the drugs, of course. Amphetamine, mostly. But despite he can talk human beings into telling him everything. And he doesn't stop. In all the time I've spent with him, he has not once stopped pursuing leads, however far-fetched and tangential. Well, except that one time when he stopped to sing karaoke, which, by the way, I have to disagree
Oh.
with you, Mr. Vicmar, was a valiant effort. He really sang his heart out.
Okay, he did something.
Other than that one time, he has tirelessly worked on the case, and he solved it. He apprehended a straggler who stayed hidden for 50 years, ever since the revolution, who's probably a colossal stick insect. It was on the island, camouflaged as a...
He takes out the photo and shows it to the officers across. You hear gasps beneath that.
As you can see, it's about 3 meters tall. In fact, we think it may be the largest land invertebrate ever discovered.
Санна. Бум, шоколака, мазафака.
Fucking hell. Is this...
The killer did not seem to be aware of the phasmid's presence, exhibiting a strange, atypical dementia. He fell into a stupor after its appearance.
So it
I must say, this is
Yes. It really does make it hard to fire the drunk.
This is a very, very sad man who has just seen. Now you make your case. Now is the time. Now or never.
О,
Yes. Fallen through a gap in a boardwalk.
the body was transported to Precinct 41. Our
You're not the only cop in the world.
still. Good work with the missing.
It's still a point for you. No denying it.
What was that? It sounded like you set up a nightclub in the church. That's great. Entrepreneurship is a great new career for you.
4 kids were living in a tent on the ice. They were going to drown when it melted.
It's not that okay. Get off this subject now.
female?
You had to see it. It had the subdued colors of...
Incredible.
Not as far as I could see. There were other things there, though.
Actually, you know, this would indicate it was a male. This is far from anything in my field, but I think such nests are called... Of course, as I said, I'm only guessing. I didn't see it.
It could maybe roll it, like a dung beetle.
As in cloning itself? What makes you think so? Well, then it wouldn't matter if it's a male or female. The bower...
That makes sense.
Very interesting. Such organisms are extremely vulnerable to disease. A single strain of bacteria could wipe out the whole species. Yes. That would be a chiromone. A pheromone that's seemingly beneficial
Хорошо,
to
что
the host.
ФАЗМИИИД мне помог.
It usually stimulates...
Nothing is off the table. But I want to stress that
Of course, Lieutenant. Of course. We should treat the case in the FAZMIIID.
They're not going to go for this speculation in the constabulary.
yes, but also read colored, beige and brown, a little green.
Incredible. The PR value of this is exceptional. Cop discovers...
This would really help.
Absolutely, this is great. This does not say vigilante murderers to me.
Without it,
You're doing good here. Quit while you're ahead, or no.
who's Kuno?
You don't want to know.
You're right, Lieutenant. I don't. You snorted the drugs, I know you did. It's alright. I mean, at this point, anything is but the drink. I don't know what a doomed commercial area is. Why?
There was a fridge we needed and a possible witness. He was just chasing.
Of course. Call it.
Dodged the bullet there. For a moment, it seemed like you were just wasting time.
This is a conversation for when we are no longer out in the open, in Martinez.
And eyes, too.
Understood.
But a case against...
I would prefer not to partake in anything union-related, for political neutrality.
How? It seems to be ongoing.
He didn't quite solve it. He cross-pollinated information between the company rep.
What? Handler of the terminal? Sounds like you got played, Harry. Because you were off your tits on Al Ghul. It doesn't matter how we know about Al Ghul. What matters is that why you want us to investigate the assassination of the...
No, it's nothing like that. He was reckless with information, but it...
God, calm down, Jean.
Silence. Good. The man doesn't...
Lilianovich. A revolutionary matronym. The custom started in Graz, where they have patronyms. Krasovich, Lasovich, etc. The revolutionaries saw this as a chauvinist atavism, so they used matronyms, derived from the mother's name. This man's mother was Lilian. His Lilian's son, Lilianovich.
So, it is what a soldier of the ICM would be called.
Thank you, Trant. Thank you for that piece of cultural...
Of course, excuse me, I just thought it was noteworthy.
Так. Сейчас он убил наемника из ревности. Да, из ревности.
Jealousy? I thought this Lilianovich was an...
A strange psychosexual fascination. The result of spending all this time in solitude. Also, we have ballistics from the gun, matching the bullet found in the dead mercenary's head.
It's a clean way.
It's way more than that.
perfect folding mechanism. Get over yourself, Harry. I can still...
God damn it. It is. Chin up. Keep focusing on the positives here.
Так, давайте посмотрим. Мы там себе... Да не, ничего не добавилось. Ну, все равно, но мы ультралиберал.
I don't want to, but you discovered a new species, so I have...
Honestly, anything that ends this trial...
Agreed. The public relations potential of this is too...
Okay. We have vehicles in the square, and the perpetrator needs to be...
Now you will finally get to know who you are. The man looks westward, jingling his car keys in his pocket.
Who are you? You're... well, Obviously, you're not a gym teacher anymore.
Before you were a cop, you were a gym teacher in Coron.
О,
It's getting really cold outside. Should we maybe... You haven't told us about that. You just told us about...
Harry, it explains everything. The running
Ooh.
around, the
странные
jumping,
усы.
the bicep girth, the fact that you don't seem to know what homosexual...
The raw, robust. Also, this and this guy too.
Of course.
He's been on about Mike again. I hate that guy.
Контактный миг.
Oh, you don't say. Does he also vote?
It is getting cold out.
Yes, you towed Jim in Cool. I believe that's the term. Towed Jim.
The smell of sweat and
High school. Harry, your goings on with Kuno.
his smirk
Oh.
suggests barely contained laughter.
In your 20s or late 20s, you've really let yourself go since then. The regular, you found some chick, she inspired you to fight the big
Oh.
fight.
You, every morning, walking from Voyager Road to teach gym. She, leaving for the academy with a...
I knew it. I knew no normal human being can run like that. He's an...
It's not a mystery. Some chick fucked you over.
You really went with it too. Really maximized the damage.
Dora something. Dora England. Yeah, you mentioned the name.
Долорес.
Not Dora Dubois.
Something like that. Half Vazan. No one is married anymore. This is
Oh.
Levashon. God, I don't know. 6 years ago.
6 years and you haven't gotten over it. What the hell is wrong
Oh.
with you?
Yeah, you're not doing too good there. It's an old man thing, I think. 2 old years equals 1 normal year. That incredibly bangable. Extremely fuckable, Harry. Gorgeous. A gorgeous bourgeois woman. Wayfish. Like a Welkin, basically.
Эти местные эльфы. Эльф из игры.
Snow Welkin. Blonde Welkin. Heartbreak Welkin. Pain Welkin.
I've only seen the
Надраматизировали.
picture, but it's obvious you formed a real spiritual connection without...
Look, the sun is about to go down.
I think she taught in the Académie des Arts, east of the river. Way east. Hard to say. My point is, you need to see a psychiatrist about this shit. Not a psychologist. Several degrees harder. Is there something harder than a psychiatrist? A forensics? Us? With a bloody murder station?
That's not true. Jamrock is too big for one precinct. You're just understaffed. And everyone...
Thank you, Lieutenant. You're being kind. It is an understaffed station and...
Get back to it. We left Torsen and McLean to run the Sea Wing. It's not good. Mac the Torso Torsen and Chester McLean. They're not fit to run a wing.
They are damn iconic though. Torsen and McLean.
Yeah, not like us. 2 clinically depressed old men. Where's the contrast here? We are garbage. God. There are 4 wings, Harry. A, B, C, and D.
There's also a lot of outside help involved. Not a
He's anything but a
Какой
loser.
грустный у нас
Although he'd
напарник.
like to be seen as one. It's cooler that way.
Ptolemy Price? Is this...
He's one of the most highly regarded men in the
Somewhere under the curved roof of a former silk factory, shaped like a ladybird with 2 chimneys. Police captain, but they speak of change. The city. The tension.
So he remembers that. Yes,
shooting up churches never is. I was out of town, to be clear.
our enemies were hiding in a church, to the best of our information.
Oh.
That's it. I'm not talking about this anymore. You're...
He means it. The RCM and its enemy, your clearance will not go up while you're within earshot of the Union headquarters.
Okay, it's not the bloody murder station. It's an old converted silk mill with green desk lamps and a cup.
Jamrock is the largest ghetto in Rivershore. Faubourg, technically.
The press will blow over. Jamrock is lucky to have you.
Thank you again, Lieutenant. Who is...
She lives at 1113 Tabernacle Road.
Tabernacle? It's on the way over.
Fine. If we can.
She and her husband were conducting the search for... They should know as soon as possible. It would do you...
She is going to be... Watch out, or she'll faint.
No. You're too unstable to work for my boss. You're suicidal, Harry. No mob boss.
I assure you, I wouldn't consult.
He would immediately back. I told you it's not that bad.
Well, first I will go back to my station and write the most detailed report anyone has ever seen. Detective, we just stopped a small-scale war. Something is happening to Revachol. I don't know what yet, but it's going to be a hard spring for the RCM. We need to get ready. Talk to Captain Price? I'd
Ooh.
rather not ruffle the feathers of two captains with my doom-mongering.
Переводись к нам.
Work with Price?
Would fit in. And crazy enough, this truly came as a surprise to him.
Flattered? You're Lieutenant Kitsuragi. We would
Давай
be
к
flattered if
нам.
you even considered.
I would have to tie things up in GRIH first. But, I mean, whatever...
And we also have a huge caseload, Lieutenant.
I do like the sound.
He's really considering it.
Так, добавилось что-нибудь? Нет, ничего не добавилось. Я столько суперзвездовых ответов выбрала.
Good.
Fuck it, let's go. Tronpride is my
Let's go.
garage. It's
The great district hums in the slowly falling snow. A chessboard of wooden houses. You close your eyes and hear the dogs bark. A lone woman sits by a factory window, dreaming of meteorite strikes. Dawson? Yes. McLean? Yes. Heidelstein? No. Leclerc? Yes. Dubois? Of course. Really? Nick Gottlieb looks up from the list. I hear he's quite unstable. You say that like it's a bad thing. Captain Ptolemy Price points his pen at the doctor.
Wonderful. Then can we please just go back to Jamrock?
Что, позитивный финал? Смотрите, мы с Кимом задружились. О, милота. Я думала, будет какая-то дичь, типа кто-нибудь повесится. Ну, типа, что это мы повешенные, я какую-то такую слышала теорию. Что, типа, тот повешенный, это на самом деле мы, потому что мы повесились из-за того, что у нас ушла жена. Я такая думаю, блин, неужели так? Диско Elysium. О, конец получается. Да? Да. Блин, очень позитивно. Я думала, во-первых, из-за того, что мы сейчас не допустили эту смерть, этих куч перестрелок, то все, нам хана. Как здорово, что Акима оставила с нами говорить, чтобы он нас поддерживал. Что про ФАЗМИИИДа все узнала. С этими детьми там что-то не дали отцу наркотиков, короче. Блин, мы алкоголь почти не пили. Это вот, ну, прям сюжетная штука. Даже если его не пить, ты все равно, типа, от тебя несет, и ты пьяный. Это, конечно, никуда не годится. Часть сюжета. Не удалось мне там ни покурить, ни попить. В общем, вот. Ну, всякие эти назофеды только. Ну, тут такая лечилка, что поделать. Офигенно. Все подружились. В участок Кима позвали. Я думала, будет больше драмы с этой бывшей, короче, Долорес. Типа, реально, я думала, кончится тем, что... Я не знаю, откуда я это взяла, но типа, что это все была иллюзия, какой-то сон. И мы очнемся от того... Ну, в смысле, может, мы не очнемся, какие-то предсмертные конвульсии, что, типа, на самом деле этот повешенный чувак — это мы. И, типа, в нас стреляли, потому что мы такой конченый чувак. И мы блуждаем в своей, типа, памяти и пытаемся... Ну, какой-то свет найти, типа, в конце туннеля. Оказалось, вполне себе реально, и это реальный мир. И ФАЗМИИИД. Господи, как я рада, что... Просто пропустила моменты с ней. В смысле? А какие там были с ней моменты? Ну, типа... Не, ну, там с ней был момент... можно было поцелуй. Типа, она такая, не надо. меня целовать. Мы такие, не надо, ну не надо. М, У меня был момент с ней, она там через дорогу шла с этим, с рюкзаком, и все. Еще было... Что мы еще пропустили? Ну, с ружьем. Ой. Можно было вернуться, дождаться до времени, свой пистолет найти. Но у нас, блин, было, сука, 12 часов где-то переждать. Я уже не могла еще 12 часов где-то ждать. Уже что-то, типа, я помню, до этого мы книжки перечитали. Что-то там перепродали, как мы ждали, когда шлюз откроют, чтобы на другую сторону перебраться. Как я ждала, чтобы этого чувака нам помогли снять, но не так, чтобы поддержать расистов. И я такая, господи, 3 дня ждем вот этого момента. Вот. Интересно, конечно, что за моменты там с ней были. Мне понравилось, когда там на переходе, и она такая, не ходи за мной. Я такая, ладно, не пойду. Ну, типа, может, останешься? Такая, нет, ну, пожалуйста. Пожалуйста, по дядя? Нет. Ладно. Интересно. Интересно. Интересно, что на что вообще особо влияло с этими проверками. Типа, важно ли было, что я так переодевалась там много, и что вот эти вот статики, типа, +1, +1, +1 накапливались. Или это просто сюжетно мы их проваливаем на самом деле. Ну, то есть, чтобы потом перепройти, и там на них больше шансов, что выпадет позитивный исход. То есть, сюжетные провалы — это то, что и нужно было проживать в игре, получается. А потом, через какое-то время, ты опять проходишь эти проверки, и ну, типа, ты их проходишь успешно. Думаю, это часть сценария. Не знаю, влияла ли я тут на что-то сильно. Хз. Ну, в плане, кроме того, что проходить весь сюжет. Если ты проходишь весь сюжет, концовка позитивная. Я прошла почти весь сюжет, на мой взгляд. Там, типа, упустила в конце. Ну, блин, уже было очень-очень много инфы. И все равно позитивный. Типа, мы подружились с Кимом, вот эти все вещи, которые мы сделали. Наверное, совершенно другой был бы исход, если бы мы вообще, типа, галопом по Европам шли. Там не смотрели туда, тут не помогали, просто пытались пройти. Скорее всего, нас бы, возможно, пристрелили, ну... И не знаю, можно ли было как-то закончить, типа, игру очень-очень быстро. Интересно, были здесь какие-то фастраны, типа, сколько эту игру можно пройти супер быстро. Потому что у меня это заняло как будто полгода, по ощущениям. Если все стримы посмотреть, длину часов, там, типа, даже вот этот последний, я думала, у меня были представления, типа, ой, неужели он будет на полчаса? И там такая, ну, час. Блин, по факту он почти 2 часа. Короче, блин, это было впечатляюще. Игра классная, очень атмосферная. Здесь есть и плохая концовка, и куча разных гейм-оверов. О, блин, ну это я, наверное, почитаю, что ли. Хотя, может, сейчас даже открою и расскажу просто там, если это есть в письменном виде в каком-нибудь. Так, вкратце. Концовки диска, Elysium. Сейчас посмотрим, какие есть варианты. И я скажу вам. Так, если Гарри успешно предупредит Кима во время трибунала авторитет 11, тот успешно останется напарником Гарри и составит ему компанию при путешествии на морскую крепость для задержания дезертиров. Итоги. Ким возвращается на собственный участок, Гарри в Джемрок с коллегами. То есть Гарри в любом случае с коллегами в Джемрок возвращается. Я думала, они могут его турнуть. Значит, либо вот, как мы сказали, что вместе он с нами в участок едет. Прям супер позитивный вариант, на мой взгляд. Так, если Гарри не сможет предупредить Кима во время трибунала, тот будет в госпитале. Ну, тоже не мертв. Но мы без напарника. И можем Куна взять с собой. Так, Куна в Мартинез, а Гарри с коллегами возвращается. С нами детектив Куна де Рюйтер. Гарри убеждает Жана Викмара позволить Куна стать младшим офицером в участке. Офигеть. Так. О, вот плохая концовка. Если мы откажемся от помощи Куна и поедем сами. Так, если Гарри остался полностью трезвым. О, даже так можно. Или усвоил мысль пустошь реальности, ему будет разрешено вернуться в участок 41. Что за мысль? Что-то про алкогольную зависимость, не знаю, может, это бросить алкашку. Так, если Гарри пил алкоголь и не усвоил пустошь реальности, он остается в Мартинезе, чтобы жить в прибрежной хижине. Ну, кто сказал, что это плохая концовка? Почему нет? О, уникальный еще есть. Так. От сердечного приступа скончался полицейский. Позволить шкале здоровья опуститься до 0. Так. Ну, типа, говорят, что вот он много пил. Типа, это нужно в конце как-то позволить. Полицейский отказывается от детективного жанра в пользу социального реализма. О боже. Позволить шкале морали опуститься до 0. О, у меня было до этого очень далеко, потому что я решила сначала качать мораль. Так, это типа нервный срыв. Ага. Один офицер ушел из РГМ после нервного срыва. Сейчас он живет под мостом. Выпивает, иногда кидает экскременты в прохожих, крича: «Я никогда не любил эту женщину». О боже. Так, попытайтесь арестовать парней Харди и не отступайте. Это больше мертвых копов называется. Так, офицеры, расследовавшие убийство, были убиты на забастовке. Ну, собственно говоря. Сумасшедший полицейский убивает себя электрошоком. Необходимо починить шлюз самостоятельно. О, прикол. Я не знаю. Опозоренный полицейский спит в мусоре. Под конец дня необходимо остаться без денег. О. Можно спать в мусорном баке? В тряпье? Это достижение, что ли? Он просил комнату за бесплатно. Я сказал: нет, я не придумываю правила игры, я играю свою роль. Так, ладно, район в трауре. Выгоревший полицейский стреляет в ребенка. Необходимо выстрелить в Пуна. В девчонку при попытке опустить тело. О, сумасшедший полицейский убивает себя. О боже, выстрелите себе в голову, чтобы указать на Тита Харди. Мы могли бы это сделать. 11 погибших в кровавой перестрелке в Мартинезе. Ну, у нас было 8, так что не так-то и плохо. Коп умер под настилом. Необходимо дать отпор Руби в одиночку. Типа она бы нас убила, что получается. Так, коп погиб в результате героической попытки задержать подозреваемого в убийстве во время расследования. Погибнуть во время разборок с Руби, окей. Так, сотрудник полиции, ответственный за самоубийство подозреваемого, отказывается от РГМ. О, можно после того, как Руби это все самое сделала, сказать Киму, что мы больше не являемся полицейским. Известие об отозванном полицейском не появилось. Закончите игру при выполнении задания. Возьмите ответственность на себя и la responsabilité, эвакуировавшись на корабль станции Лавр. Боже мой! Еще несколько альтернативных концовок есть в файлах игры. Они не были включены в игровой процесс. Я бы еще про эту... нельзя посмотреть. Сейчас я поищу Долорес Дэй, наверное. Тири-тири-тири-тим. А-ла-ла-ла-ла. Ба-ба-ба-ба-ба-бам. Воу-воу. Ла-ла-ла-ла-ла-ла-ла. Да это какая-то статья идиотская. Чисто нам не говорят, что она жена, а типа просто с точки зрения... Как ее звали-то, кстати говоря? Как-то ее звали? Лори... жена Гарри Дюам. Ла-ла-ла-ла-ла-ла-ла. I am the last on you. I'm the last on you. О! Так. Так. Типа тут что-то Дора ушла от Гарри из-за его трудоголизма и запоев за 6 лет до событий игры. Пара могла завести ребенка, но Дора сделала аборт. Интересно, я что-то это не помню. Белый траур. Он пошатнулся, его психическое состояние. Так. Он избил кого-то планшетом. Что такое Урал. Это слух про путы Мадре. Текила Сансет. Во-во-во. Ну, получается. Ох, там у него были бы разные аватарки. Типа бритый, с бородой без гримасы, фашист с бородой, фашист бритый, бритый без гримасы. Короче, не, у него без гримасы он нормально выглядел. Но, блин, фашист очень грустно выглядит, он не смотрит в кадр. Короче, мне оказалось очень нравится наш сюжет, в смысле наши выборы. Получилось прям вообще, на мой взгляд, идеально. Прикол, прикол. Мне прям вообще супер понравилось. Ну, она какая-то реалистичная получилась. Если бы мы что-то загружались, типа, вот это вот идем плохо, это мы проверочку вот эту закончим, не надо. Перепройдем вот этот вот момент, это все мы загрузим. Ну, такой мне... Я бы так сделала, наверное, я бы так делала, но мне все равно какой-то такой остается осадочек. Во-во-во-во. Вот с этой заставки мы видим, да? Вот-вот-вот. Мы типа смотрим с прицела на город. Там взрывы, вертолеты, война. Красота, такие цвета классные. С фазмидом фотка крутая. Во-во-во, это вот там гостиница, мы туда сейчас разворачиваемся. Опа, вон там на крыше можно типа приблизить и стрелять. Класс. Короче, игра на самом деле не для стрима вообще, потому что всем интересно экшон смотреть. Но сюжет тут мощно прописан. Хотя я и вообще не угадала, откуда я взяла, что типа окажется все еще больше каким-то артхаусным. Типа это мы висим, что-то такое, ой, нет. Достаточно позитивно, и дальше работаем, и мы классный детектив. Короче, это... Пожалуйста, подписывайтесь, ставьте лайки, отправляйте реакции, пишите сообщения. Здорово, что мы были сегодня вместе. Досмотрели, наконец, игру. Она была огромной. И интересно, во что теперь можно будет поиграть. Я, скорее всего, в ближайшее время не буду такие игры выбирать на стримы. Не потому, что они плохие, а потому, что они мало экшоновые. Нужно по экшону что-нибудь. Но в меру. Не слишком. Короче, игра классная. Приходите еще. А пока отдыхайте. Вот у нас там снежок идет. Вроде бы. По-моему, идет. Рада была с вами потусить. И всем пока.